What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you another Dynamite video. Today we are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video we are talking about Zegrid Dunlending Warrior Army Comp build here in Bag End. That's correct. I am not running your standard Zegrid commander damage build. In today's video, we are focusing on the fact that he can actually make Dunlending Warriors extremely powerful, okay? Believe it or not, he provides fantastic damage output from the Dunlending Warriors with this build, and he provides nice commander damage to complement it as well. So let's get right into it, okay? So first off, the gear, right? We're running with purple gear for this video. We'll be running with the Cutlass with melee might for plus damage and damage percentage. I'll be running with Superior Hjöbjörk to give myself some might and army defense along with Shroud. We'll be running Full Helm, okay? Full Helm is going to give me great might. It's also going to give me plus 30% damage to one of my units every other round. And then, and this, of course, you can substitute with anti-crowd control. It's really up to you, depending on who you're facing, right? And then for the last and final item on this build, we are running with the Drums of Moria, which is going to give me plus 3 attack and 6 speed. So, Dunlending Warriors are already very, very fast units, okay, with a base speed of 95 for infantry. Then they're going to get the plus 12 speed from the gear and plus 20 speed from the skill set, putting them at 127 speed, which makes them a little bit faster than certain types of cavalry. So that will make them very, very strong, okay? In addition, having that plus 6 attack is going to put them, they do have a similar damage range to halberdiers. Now it's going to bump them up. They're going to be dealing 24 to 28 damage range, and then they're going to be getting enormous bonuses from Zegrid himself, okay? So units-wise, you can run with Dunlending Warriors. I decided to put in some mountain trolls because this build does make your Dunlending Warriors quite squishy. So just be ready for that, okay? Now, we are running with the R5 tree and the R3 tree basically maxed out in this build, okay? My Zegrid is only respect level 5, so the more points you get, you'll want to go into the top R0 tree and get even more damage percent bonus to your units, okay? But since I'm only R5, this is as much as I can put, okay? So, Dunferian Chieftain is going to increase my Dunlending Warriors damage by 30% and give them 20 speed, okay? Then we have Stragglers, which is going to give my melee units another 11.6% damage at the cost of 9.3% minus defense, okay? 9.3 static minus defense, not percent, I apologize. Then we have Parry, which is going to reduce the damage that my units take. I could get rid of this. I don't know. I could get rid of this, but they're already pretty squishy. I mean, we'll leave it in for now. But just know that you could technically take these 6 points and go somewhere else with them. Maybe these 6 points will go up to the top R0 tree for more damage. I don't know. Then what I've done is gone into the R3 tree to max out the R3 damage tree, making Zegrid still do phenomenal nukes, okay, in rounds 3, 6, and 9 with enemy of Rohirrim. Then we have Swing, which is going to deal great splash damage on rounds 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. And then we have Disarm, which is going to join the Rohirrim nuke in 3, 6, and 9 with massive damage output. All right? So those is the builds. Okay, here we go. So again, I'm in Bag End. We'll do a little bit of stress testing. I'll attack 2 different builds here and we'll move on, okay? The first build will be against a Black Serpent. I don't know what skills he has, but I'm guessing he has some damage mitigation, which may be fun to play with, right? So there's the first hit. I don't want to give myself anything useful. So there's the first hit. You can see that it's a good thing I had the Mountain Trolls because my units definitely got squished on, okay? They had some decent damage output. They took some decent damage. And the enemy Corsairs really seem to be what dealt the higher damage because of that burn damage. Skill-wise, yep, we've got some physical damage mitigation here. And then he's running an interesting commander damage build on Black Serpent. All right. Let's see how this played out, okay? This is going to be a cautionary tale of what not to run when you're using Zegrid, okay? So I should deal pretty good damage, right? Like I should be at 50% bonus damage between the weapon and the skills. 50% bonus damage to my guys, right? Plus the +6 attack is in addition. So really going to be dealing huge damage output, I imagine, here. Okay. And then I pumped Remotivate with the helmet into the Dunlending Warriors. We'll see an enormous damage nuke here in round 1, folks. The Dunlending Warriors do strike the Crushers for 26,072 damage, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you hot and heavy. Pew, 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 baby. The Corsairs coming in, smacking the Mountain Trolls. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. The Mountain Trolls are losing ground. All right, here we go. Here's Zegrid with a swing, and then the Corsairs dodge 2 attacks. What is this? The Corsairs have a 10% chance to dodge, and they dodge 2 attacks. I just want you to think about that. 2 attacks. Also, that was a terrible damage from swing. I have pretty good might in this build, right? I'm at 360 might. That is pretty disgustingly low swing damage, okay? And that's all I'm going to say about that. That was sad. Definitely upset about that. Okay. All right, so no damage from Zegrid. The Dunlending Warriors are still hitting the Crushers for 19k damage, even though they don't have that helmet boost, which is totally fine. Okay, now I really have no armor. I'm going to get melted. Oh my goodness. And then here we go. Okay, Enemy of Rohirrim from Zegrid pumping for 11,000 damage on the Crushers. Another 6,000 damage, another 5,500 damage from Disarm on the Crushers. Going to dramatically reduce their damage dealt. I remotivate the Dunlending Warriors, who are going to come in hot and heavy and smack the Crushers for 20,000 damage. Boom, baby. Here we go. Swing and an attack. So Zegrid's damage really isn't that great. But the Dunlending Warriors are pumping out pretty significant damage, guys, if you haven't been keeping track. I've lost 15% of my troops. I'm still hitting for 20,000 damage. This Dunlending Warrior build is very interesting. Look at this, 24,000 damage with the helmet trigger. This is so interesting. It's so interesting to me. I can only imagine if I had taken, I probably should have just taken, I don't know, maybe I'll just get rid of, I didn't really deal a whole lot of damage. I mean, my Zegrid's damage output was pretty amazing, right? Because really, you need to be facing an enemy with a horse. Okay, enemies with mounted units will dramatically increase your commander damage output. So facing enemies that don't have horses makes Zegrid a little bit underwhelming in damage. I'm almost thinking, what if I just said, screw it, and I took all these points and went into units, but then I'm remembering that the other skills are actually useless. So this is probably the best build. Maybe what you do is you take out the 6 points from parry and you go into damage. I don't know. But I can just imagine, because you can add another 15% damage to your Dunlending Warriors with that top R0 tree. So I'm just thinking in my brain out loud to you on this microphone on this video that could be an interesting way to run. So anyways, that's the video, folks. You saw it here. Dunlending Warriors consistently striking between 20 to 26,000 damage here in the fight. Really, really nice to see them in action. I have never seen anybody actually try to run a Dunlending Warrior build with Zegrid. They always go, like Crushers and go full commander damage. And Zegrid can do pretty good damage, right? He can compete. If the enemy has cavalry, he can compete neck and neck with alerts. So he does deal good damage. I'm definitely not knocking that. I just wanted to try the army build. So there you have it. Dunlending Warrior Zegrid theory crafting has been complete. Like and sub. Randy out.